G'day, Karen Hadler here, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in New Zealand. Welcome to this month's Global Stampin' Video Hop. This month we are going to be sharing with you some easy blending tips, and I am going to share with you the new brushes, the blending brushes. They are my absolute favourite. I do love blending anyway, but these certainly make blending so easy. The brushes are just so amazing. Very fine, soft bristles that just make blending so much fun. So I'm going to share a couple of projects with you, and I'm going to work through another project that we'll make now live. So let's flick over to the desk and we will get started. Okay, so I am going to be using the beautiful bouquet stamp set, and I think this is just beautiful, and we will be creating some blended backgrounds. Now I will just share with you a couple of projects that I have previously made. Now I did make this one, and I did use some of the designer series paper from the bundle to create this background. I've used, I don't know if you can see it here, I should have had some here to compare it with for you, but I had the designer series paper, and then I used pinks and finished off with Mary Merlot around the corner to be quite dark. So I got lighter and lighter towards the middle, keeping in with the similar colours with the designer series paper. I have used blends, Stampin' blender pens to colour the butterfly. Once again, that's also another way that you can blend. I've blended in the greens and purples to give a bit of shading effect, and I have finished it off in a black matte and a I think it's Highland Heather, no, I think it's Gorgeous Grape, actually, Gorgeous Grape base card. So that is one way of blending your colours, and it is certainly one of my favourites. A similar thing here where I've done this on a red cardstock using, and I think it was Real Red, or it might have been, yes, it was Real Red, and I have just the same thing, used the Mary Merlot and then lighter reds until I got to the middle. Now this is shadow embossing here. I have white embossed the leaves and then dark embossed underneath, and it gives that sort of amazing shadow effect with the dark coming to the light focal point in the middle. And some other simple sort of blend ideas is, oh sorry, I should have taken this out, you'll get all that crunchy noise. I have added, for this card, I put 2 strips of post-it notes down one side, and then I just used cinnamon cider and I think it was crumb cake to create this card, going sort of light to dark with the cinnamon cider in the middle, and just getting a nice crisp line with different shades going up there, just as a point of interest down the middle of this card. So just blending the colours together, which is super easy, as you're going to see in a moment with the brushes. And the other thing that you can do, you can create your own backgrounds. For this one I've just used blue, balmy blue, and just created a blue focal point on this white card before putting the Simply Succulent stamps on there, and it really just draws your eye in. But it's a soft blended blue that you can't see where it starts and begins. It just sort of goes out and blends beautifully into the background of the card. Okay, so today I'm just going to get my bit of paper for here to start. Let me pull my chair in a little bit. I've got some, I've got some shimmery white for this, and I'm going to be just using one colour. I wanted to show you how you can use one colour to create different shades. So I'm going to use Blushing Bride, and I will start off, and then I'm going to speed the camera up so that you, it's quite a long process so that you don't have to watch the whole thing, but I'll explain the start to you and then speed the rest up. Okay, so I'm really inking up my brush well. This is the blending brush, as I said. It's got beautiful, soft, thick, dense bristles. And I'm just inking this up. Now I'm going to start off the page, as you do with all blending. You always give it a bit of a tap first, just because sometimes you can get a blob, and that can add a bit of a mess to your project. And nothing worse than having worked through your whole project and then you do a blob at the end and you have to start again, unless you can get it to blend in with the rest of your background. Right, I'm just going to go over this quickly with the colour. I'm going to create one pink bridal, oh, I've got the name now. It is, I'm going to have to open it. The Blushing Bride, that's it, Blushing Bride. One layer, gorgeous pink, isn't it? Really nice, soft pink. Not like my nails, which is more like the Magenta Madness. Now try, when you are using these papers and blending, minimize your fingers on the cardstock, because they do leave oily prints and that can affect the smoothness of your project by having little oily prints on there. Okay, so next, and the other hint is, if you do cut a piece a bit bigger than what you want, so that you can then cut it down. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to build up this bottom layer, and I'm going to add more colour to the bottom layer, still coming up and getting less and less, but I don't want much at the top. I'm just going to keep that nice and light pink now. So I'm going to keep coming in at the bottom and then not re-inking, moving up the page so that it gets softer and softer. Now I'm going to be cutting butterflies out of this, hence why I wanted to use the shimmery paper, because you get that shimmery, glittery look on the paper. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing this, building up the colour so it's darker through to light, like that ombre look, and I will fast forward from here until I have finished. So as you can see, that's lovely and dark, going up to a lovely soft pink. And this is going to be perfect for cutting out some butterflies, which I'll show you in just a second. You can actually go even darker if you wanted. You could add a darker pink to this mix if you wanted to really make that graduation quite dramatic. I just decided I wanted to just stay with the one colour for this project. So I've just got that going from dark to light with the one colour. So that was in Blushing Bride, and I'm going to use the dies for this. So the dies for this stamp bundle is, so in the South Pacific, unfortunately, we have run out of the absolutely amazing designer series paper, but it absolutely does not stop you from making your own or creating beautiful cards without the designer series paper, because not only do you get this amazing stamp set which has all these gorgeous butterflies, but you get these amazing dies as well. So let me just move that up a bit. You get 2 sheets. With this particular one, as you can tell when you look at the stamp set here, this is one whole stamp. Now if you stamp that onto some cardstock, that will be like a background or designer series paper straight away. So that would be creating your own paper. You can colour them all individually, or you could use your brushes to blend some colour into the background. And then this actually cuts all those out in one hit. Absolutely fantastic. You have a whole stack of butterflies to use. And then you have these amazing dies here. This adds some crisscross effect. This adds some gorgeous little hole effects into your project. This is a brick. I used this in this card that I made the other day to create the background. Actually, where is it gone? It's behind me, actually. I used that to make this. probably can't see with the paper on there. I used that stencil to make that. I used the paste, the shimmery paste, and made a brick wall with the shimmery paste, and used one of the butterflies from the DSP. So the other sheet has so this is called Brilliant Wings Dies, and this sheet has the different butterflies. Now for this project I wanted to do some butterflies getting smaller to bigger, and in actual fact there are 3 butterflies here that are very similar in shape, going small, medium to large. So I thought I would just cut these out, and I will show you because I have already done it. Okay, so these are the 3 butterflies here. So I've got the smaller, darker one, and the medium one, and the lighter. So that's the same ombre effect that we were just doing on the shimmery cardstock. Okay, so let's create the rest of the card. I'm also going to do some more blending with this. I'm just going to show you how to do edges, but first of all I want to stamp with the Very Versailles set. I love this set here, and it's got this gorgeous vine and these words that you can stamp with. It's just perfect stamps for creating super backgrounds, especially for this sort of thing with butterflies, etc. So let me grab that. So these are the words, make sure I've got them up the right way, and this is Pool Party, and I'm just going to stamp off, in actual fact, and stamp about there. Just want a subtle background, I don't really want it to be the focal point. And I've also got the vine. I'm also going to stamp that off, and I'm just going to have that running down the top. So as I say, just subtle in the background. Whoops, I didn't put that away. Now I'm going to use the blending brush again. I want to just create a soft edge around here. So once again, always starting off on your scrap bit of paper or your edge. You don't want to obviously get a big blob on there, as I said before. So always when adding colour, always the rule of thumb is to start light and build up to darker colour. Just means you can't make a mistake then. I just want this nice and subtle. I'm just going around the edge. So I'm going to use my scissors to rough up the edges with this as well, which is obviously purely choice if you like that sort of style, which those who have seen my previous videos know that I do like to add a bit of texture. Okay, that's probably enough. Okay, right, let's start putting some of this together. Pop that away, and the brush. Okay, so I've got a white card base here, and I have just got an ordinary white card matte, basic white to go on the top. I've already done the inside. I just die cut with the leftover sponged blended paper. I cut out a couple more butterflies to add into the middle of the card. Always like to add something, and also something on the envelope is always great. So I'm just going to glue this down. As you can see, I've already roughed up the edges for this. I do like white on white. And I think that's why I like to just rough up the edges a bit, because I'll just make sure that this is nice and flat. It just differentiates it a little bit and gives it a bit of texture. Now I was going to use this this Painted Texture 3D embossing folder on here, but when I did it up I just thought I just wanted a smaller margin, so it does still give a bit of texture around the edge, but not a huge amount. So this is Balmy Blue, and I'm going to glue that. Nope, because I haven't actually roughed up the edges yet. So it's just a quick little rough lightly with your scissors. Sorry, that scraping noise probably isn't very nice, but it is very quick to do, to add, but purely a choice thing. There we go. And I will glue that onto there. And I'll stick that on dimensionals, I think, to pop on there. There we go. Pop that there. I did want, after my other cards that I was showing you before were quite vibrant and full of colour, I just wanted something for this that was actually a little bit softer actually. Okay, so I'm just going to give the wings a very gentle curl. The other way to do a curl is to do it going inwards, depending which way you want. That can look sometimes quite nice as well. Obviously when you put something in an envelope it will flatten out a bit, but still gives a little bit of movement. Okay, let me grab my mini dimensionals, and I'm just going to put one in the middle there. And hopefully that's going to be enough to hold it. Actually, what I should have done, and I'll do with the other ones, is I actually like to, which way should I have this? I might go lighter to darker actually. Yep. Just make sure I'm going to put them in the right place. So I like to place them first, so I know that I'm not going to run out of room and have to unstick everything. So okay, and the small one, which is the darkest one. Hopefully the dimensional, I might have to cut this one down. Nope. Just got them at a slight angle. And I am going to put pearls on there, I think, for their body. Haven't had my pearls out for a while, I must admit. So pretty. So versatile too with pearls, in the sense you can colour them to whatever colour you need for your project. Make sure that's straight. The winky wonky body. And perfect size for this. And I've got my Pick Me tool, which is absolutely essential for this sort of thing. Just makes it so easy for doing very small jobs. Oops, that one has gone amiss. Last one. There we go. And for the ribbon, I thought I would just do a little bit of a few ribbons. So I've got this twine here, which is the similar colour petal pink, but no, this I think this is Bush and Bride too, actually. This is in the snail mail, and I thought that would actually match in really well. And I wanted to add some other texture as well, so I have used the polka dot tool ribbon, and I have just cut it down because otherwise it would be too big. And I have just cut down the ribbon also from the fine art suite, the fine art ribbon, and just going to use that as well. I think I just cut some down in the hope that it will look good. I'm sure it will. Sure it will. Okay, so tie a bow in this tool ribbon. Everything's all getting caught. Okay. So blending can be used for these softer projects, as well as creating amazing sunsets. Right, so, and I'll put that there. Of course, these things will need to be cut. Already tied that bow. I had it tied for something else. How's that going to look? Do I need to get rid of the gold? Not quite like that. Let's have a look. Because the clip is gold. And we will put that on. Probably should have put it on before I attached it, but that's all right. I can always fast forward this if... Right, there we go. Just move that over a little bit. And trim it up. Right, so cut these about there. So sometimes if you don't want the ribbon as wide, sometimes your project is more delicate and you don't want the ribbon to be thick, you can always trim it down. Most ribbons can be trimmed lengthways to give you a whole different look. Okay, and I think I will just add, and we need a sentiment, don't we? Now I did have one somewhere. Where did I put it? Here we go. I thought this just wanted to say actually would be perfect. Do I want to put it across that butterfly? No, I think I will. See, this is why I should have put the sentiment on first. I might just lift that up and go up a little bit higher. Oops. There we go. And pop some dimensionals on there. I just won't put any dimensionals on the end. So I did have this as an idea, but I hadn't pre-made it. I thought I would work along with you in finishing it off. I wanted to show you some blending ideas, obviously, but putting it all together. Now these are sentiments that I have pre-cut. I have black and white embossed and white with the black, using this absolutely fantastic many messages set. So I don't know if you've seen this in the mini catalogue. Just get the light out of it. It is such a lifesaver. I've got this whole thing full of sentiments that I can just pick up and use anytime I like. Such a good idea. Just love that. Oops, look at this guy. What's happened to his body? I must have knocked it. You got them a little bit close together. Okay. And I think I will just add, I'll see what they look like to finish off, because I do like a bit of bling, etc. I will just add, yep, oh yes, these are champagne rhinestone basic jewels. I've been through a few of these, I must admit. Okay. And there we have our project. So blended and die cut paper, so you can make your own coloured papers, and blended background as well. So really do, sorry, I just realised I'm not in the screen there. So blended background, blended butterflies, just such a fantastic way to create your own papers and effects with this amazing blending brush. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope if you haven't already got these, I hope you do get some, because they are so versatile. You can just do so many things with them. Absolutely fantastic. So enjoy, make sure you click on the next person and get some more fantastic ideas, and I will see you again next month. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on the next month or any other videos that I put up to share with you. Take care.